Today I had the privilege of running in the Nike Zoom Fly, one of the shoes that is involved in the Breaking 2 marathon project, designed to, in addition to break the world record in the marathon, which they did, they were even attempting to break 2 hours in the marathon. And at the time, most people thought this was an absurd goal. They're not even going to come close to it. And in fact, they just nearly did it. A really incredible effort. But one of the things that came out of that project was a new shoe, a new design that is totally unique. And today I ran in it and I can confirm that it is totally unique in that it combines a maximum stack height of nearly 33 millimeters, a high offset of nearly 10 millimeters. So you have a thick sole in the rear and a thinner sole in the front, but still quite a bit of padding in the front as well, which is completely new really for racing shoes. If you've ever worn a racing flat, frequently it's just a few millimeters of midsole material, very little there. The Zoom Fly is completely different and is almost in its stack height like a maximal cushioning shoe. Now, I want to say from the outset, this shoe is incredible. It's, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10. However, it is only for a select group of people. Now, that's not to say you have to be an elite runner, but I would say for this initial review, if you are a marathoner or a half marathoner or 10K or even 5K runner, and you're the type of person that incorporates, say, a tempo run every week, a long run every week, and maybe even dabbles in some intervals, and you're looking to get that last little bit, maybe it's 10 seconds, maybe it's 30 seconds, maybe it's a minute or 2 minutes in your marathon, this is the shoe for you. If you're 8-minute flat or below, I think this is the shoe for you race day. It's also the shoe for you tempo day. However, I think you should also have other shoes in your arsenal, like a Pegasus, a Lunar Glide, a Lunar Epic, or something similar to that for your regular recovery runs and probably your long run. This is really your tempo or interval shoe, and then your race day shoe. If you're someone who's running, say, in the 9 minutes, 10-minute, or slower pace range, there's nothing wrong with that. That's me when I'm just doing my out for having fun runs, strolling about. It's me when I'm on trails in particular, and a lot of times I'm just having fun. I'm just getting back into running after a few month layoff where I was climbing a lot. So if you're someone that's just sort of getting back into running or having a good time, this is not the shoe for you. As much as you'd like to wear the same gear the pros wear and wear the same gear that all these advancements went into, it's not the shoe for you, because I'm going to tell you a few key parts about the shoe from having run in it and just played around with it with my hands. Is that the shoe does not flex. The stiff plate in it, which some people call a spring, it's not a spring, it's a plate, is stiff. Even the one that's in the Zoom Fly, which is not completely carbon fiber, is still very stiff. You would have a difficult time bending the shoe. It bends a little bit, but not much. It's the sort of complete opposite of a Nike Free. So that's the first thing I'll say. It's stiff, the actual plate, therefore it's not going to be as comfortable for just recovery runs, etc. It's going to be faster, but not as comfortable. Second thing I will say is, despite the maximal stack height and despite the foam cushioning material, it is quite a bit stiffer, the foam, and more responsive and faster, but not as comfortable as the foam that's in the Lunar series or even in the other Nike midsole shoes. It's a very stiff foam, very responsive. Immediately it feels snappy, but not as comfortable. I will say that I want to get a pair of these shoes. I want to get a pair to run my tempo runs in, and I want to get a pair to run my races in, just to see the difference. It's really a fast feeling shoe. However, it's not for most runners, and it's not going to be comfortable. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to be as comfortable, especially if you're not used to having a lot of mileage on your legs. Like if you're running 50 or 60 or 70 miles per week, you probably won't have any problems with comfort with this shoe. But it's not as comfortable as a Lunar Glide, nor does Nike expect it to be. It's a racing shoe. So that's the key part about the shoe, is if you want to run a faster marathon and you're doing everything you can, tempo runs, interval runs, and you can afford this shoe, go buy a pair. I'll tell you that right now, go buy a pair. And if you can afford the Vaporfly 4%, which I also hope to get an opportunity to run in, buy those. They're going to be even faster. Now, my main takeaway for Nike is that the upper on this shoe is incredible. It is super light. It's actually comfortable despite being super light. Despite having very little padding, super snug, really, really nice. The laces, I've had some shoes with laces that were not quite elastic enough. These were really nice, and despite the fact that it has a racing tongue that is not padded, really, really comfortable upper in the shoe. I would like it if they took this upper and put a Lunar Epic or Lunar Glide bottom on. I think they could sell a lot of those shoes too, and then you could have that as your daily shoe, and then the stiffer shoe with the plate in it, the Zoom Fly or the Vaporfly 4%, you could be your race day tempo shoe. I love the upper. Overall, the fit and the just manufacturing quality of the shoe, you hold this shoe up and it feels like a really, really advanced shoe. I'd say as good as it gets as far as shoe construction and shoe engineering. I've been running in a lot of shoes recently, trying a bunch of things out, and there's really nothing that compares to the quality and advancement in material, sort of the material science. Like, they must have some really brilliant people that really understand manufacturing and materials at Nike. So my hat's off to Nike. Go pick one of these up if you're looking to go faster today.